Did not.
All right, now we're into the Richmond Bureau of Police Mounted Squad. Now, that squad was created in 1894, and it's the oldest police mounted unit in the state of Virginia and one of the oldest in the country.
One of the most special parts of downtown Richmond. I think there was a time when they were thinking about doing away with the mounted patrol, and
I'm glad they didn't.
Public uproar kept that from happening, and I think we're real glad. It's one of the wonderful, charming parts of downtown Richmond to have those guys down there.
Okay, we're looking at our first float of the parade. This is the City of Richmond Recreation and Parks.
Isn't that a beauty?
That's a beautiful float.
They have a wonderful fireplace scene, and they got a bunch of little elves down there and a wonderful Christmas tree.
I bet you the kids
fireplace.
have fun.
Look at the smoke. You see the smoke? Can we get a
shot of this?
A shot of the chimney here at the top of the chimney, because these little puffs of smoke keep coming out of the top of that
Let's see the top of the chimney on this float.
There it goes.
There it is. There you go.
Looks like
the balloons coming out of the chimney. That's great.
Kind of fire I built this morning. It didn't quite get going real well. And there's Dad
sleeping by the fireplace.
Roasting his little feet there by the fire. He's gonna that's great.
The Clover Hill High School Marching Cavaliers, directed by Steve Conley. I know Steve. He does a real fine job with the kids out there.
I'm going to have us a little music here in a little bit, I'll bet you, because there's the band up behind them. It's going to be a great. Well, aren't they colorful in the? I guess you say, you used to say when people were watching something at home a few years ago, I said if you're not watching in color and you describe the colors, but I think most everybody has a color set now, but just in case you don't. They're in green and white, appropriately for Christmas, with the gold accents and the sequins, and the sunshine reflecting off of those sequins is making for a beautiful spectacle here.
It's a 96-member band, all of the marching units and the band together, so it's quite a number.
They have done very well. Last year they won first place in the Richmond Jaycees parade, first place in this very event, and they entered a band competition down in Myrtle Beach, where they placed first in the field show competition, first place as a marching band in parade competition. They won first place as a concert band and second place as a jazz band. So a mighty distinctive bunch. Let's listen to them while the Clover Hill High School Marching Cavaliers. School, aren't they something?
They are great. The Marching Cavaliers.
They're going down to Orlando in the spring for a big competition down there. We wish them well, and thanks for being again at our Christmas parade this year.
Okay.
Now, who are these? What is this motley crew here walking around? Oh, I was looking at the street. I should look at the monitor. What everyone else is looking. That's like Snow
we're into
Bear
one of our grand marshals here.
Snow Bear, and then we have, of course, Chris Templeton and Scott Holmes, and they are in Corvettes, it looks like to me, doesn't it? Scott Holmes, of course, is on the TV series As the World Turns, and from The Young and the Restless, Chris Templeton, who plays the character Carol Robbins Evans, and I talked with her on WRVA last Friday morning, and she, for those who are fans of that show, told me that it's going to be she and her husband on the show are looking to adopt a baby, and everybody's wondering, when are they going to be January 9th?
That's when they're going to.
Just a little tip, just a little free information.
Little inside information there.
Yeah, she leaked that to me on yesterday morning. Okay.
All right, we're into our second float, 6th Street Marketplace, Santa's Workshop, Toyland on Parade. They've done a mighty fine job there, too.
Wonderful place, and you ought to check out 6th Street for the holidays. Yeah. We did a broadcast down there here not too long ago on 12 News at noon, and a wonderful place to shop. There's some new stores coming in. Of course, you know the big sports bar is going to be opening up down there before too much longer. And it's going to be, it's a beautiful place for the holidays. And, of course, Miller & Rhodes is down there this year. this year. Santa Claus is down there, and you might want to take advantage of it this Christmas, a real holiday tradition. 6th Street Marketplace.
And they're open for the holidays until 8 o'clock in the evening, so that's plenty of shopping time.
You betcha. And we've got some folks, this looks like Virginia Power here, I believe. Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas to you. I guess we couldn't do without them, could we?
We certainly couldn't, especially not today.
Not in this business, not today. We got wires running all over the place, and all of them seem to be working. We appreciate y'all making that happen. It's amazing.
This is light up someone's life. Do your share. That's part of their parade float this year. Virginia Power.
We're, of course, when the power goes out at home, you know, everybody's the line's always busy. But when you think about the quick work they do, and when the weather is bad, how they get things back on as quickly as they do, and they deserve a lot of credit.
We're into the George Wythe Marching Bulldog Band, and they've got their brand new uniforms on. A couple of years ago, they were just dividing up the centers, and they didn't have uniforms then, but now they have great uniforms. The George Wythe Marching Bulldog Band.
Very smart-looking outfits, yeah.
87 members altogether, so they were in the 1987-88 Christmas Parade, the Harvest Festival Parade, and they are now preparing to participate in the Festival of the Bahamas in May of 1990.
They'll hate going down there. That's terrible. Richard Martin is their band director. Let's listen to the George Wythe Marching Band, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, doing a real fine job.
Those really are nice looking uniforms.
Were you ever in a marching band?
Patriotic. No, I did play. I played the first instrument I ever played. I played a trumpet in school, very, very badly, I must say. Never did go past that first year. But we never marched. We just sat in the classroom and sounded bad. Andy Park is on the running board of Henry Goner's Model T Ford, and guess who's in the back? Getting a free ride, Andy Park, wouldn't you know? Marty Tapscott, our new chief of police.
Our new chief of police.
And, of course, he's got a whale of a job ahead of him, and we all wish him well. Getting a lot of things started here in the city with some new programs. Andy, how you doing? How's the chief doing?
Doing fine. Chief, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Listen, I've been asked by a lot of kids to ask you, is Santa Claus going to be able to park anywhere he wants to Christmas Eve? Even if it says no parking?
Probably. We're going to do something for him.
Hey, Henry, how you
Chief
doing?
says everything's under control. Santa can park wherever he wants. Merry Christmas, Chief. This is Tapscott. Merry Christmas.
Y'all are looking great.
Thank you, man.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Happy
Henry
holidays.
Goner, Mr. Richmond, I'll tell you what, he's here and he's always ready to do what he needs to do.
Now we're looking at the Richmond Rotary. They support the Police Athletic League.
Boy, that's a beautiful automobile there.
Very
now.
nice.
I don't know
nice.
what that
Rotary
is.
Club
Is it a
of
Ford? Is that an old Ford?
It's a Ford Coupe convertible.
Man, look at that.
1940. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is a fine-looking automobile. Dumpty Humpty, look at him. Here he comes.
There's the first of our balloons.
Have we seen him? He's been here before, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
He looks very familiar.
This year he's being brought to us by courtesy of Movie Time Video. So it's a Humpty Dumpty balloon. He is huge.
Ooh, the breeze is blowing him right on over here. Looks like all the King's horses and all the King's men have been successful. Despite how the old fairy tale used to go, they seem to have gotten him together. And
there they are. They're spinning him.
Little pirouette just for the cameras. And boy, what a showman.
Really. And the volunteers who work the balloon. Whoa.
Watch that street light. Watch the boom.
Coming pretty close to the street light.
We got a bird's eye view. Bob Remsburg is up there, and Ray Blunt on camera in our cherry picker to get you a close-up view of Humpty Dumpty here today. And
it looks like he's on ground level, but he isn't. That's because we have a camera up there with him. Okay.
Here comes the old
Ruff the Crime Dogs.
There's the old trolley.
And the Dare Bear.
Do remind you again on the trolleys, it's a really festive way of going around downtown this holiday season, and the quarter is all it costs you to go all over the place, cover the Chaco Slip and the marketplace area and so forth. So make sure you ride the trolley. It's a great way to get around.
And this is a reminder that this week is Cities Fight Back Against Drugs Week, and the DARE people will be at Channel 12 Monday for Special Call 12 as we ask you to call in and report a pusher.
And along Broad Street, our colleagues at WTVR TV6, they live on Broad Street. So
Yeah,
this is
right
kind of
up
like a
Broad Street.
home game for them here as they head
This
on
is
down the
their,
street here today.
the For Kids' Sake float. Do a lot of good things with the kids.
And there's a lot of their personalities.
All their
Lisa,
folks are on the parade, on the
Elliot,
float.
a lot of their crew is out there.
Yeah.
And some carolers. And boy, look at the coats. My,
Everyone's,
they
they
look
have
mighty dapper.
That's Carlton Blunt on the float singing. He does a wonderful job. You may have heard
And
him
Larry
singing.
Bland is down
And
there,
Larry
too.
Bland, yeah.
You betcha.
You may have heard Carlton singing on they're doing a real fine job. Miss Richmond 1989, Beth Bruce.
Hiya, Beth. Now, she's dressed to the nines, too.
Yes,
Got a
she
little
is.
tiara on there, too. Beautiful Corvette convertible that she's riding in.
She's a junior at VCU, majoring in interior design, 23 years old. Lovely young lady.
She definitely is, and was crowned Miss Virginia Peanut Festival, right?
Yeah.
Also a Miss America preliminary winner for 1990, so we might be hearing a lot more from Miss Richmond 1989.
The West Point Band is up next now. The West Point Band is from a beautiful area of the country, or rather of the state. We were down there a couple of months ago, had a wonderful day spent there at one of the restaurants and at the annual West Point Crab Festival, which takes place every October.
I saw
there
you
at West
down there.
Point.
I saw you
Yeah?
down there eating those crabs.
They do a fine
about
job.
town.
Let's
West
listen
Point.
to the band for a few minutes.
Sure. Appropriate to be playing the Little Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
Those, Little Drummer Boys there. They look like the Cavaliers. They look like University of Virginia colors there.
This is the Tri-Cities Horse Association. Horses and riders, members of schools and clubs, and they put on horse shows each year at Dorey Park in Henrico County. And this is usually in the spring, the summer, and the fall. They do a mighty fine job, too.
There's a big community of people who ride a Western style. Of course, there's a lot of English riders, too, around. But the Western riders, there's a lot of people that teach rodeo in this area, out in
Yeah.
Mechanicsville. A lot of cowboys here.
And we just had a look at someone who is absolutely necessary for a horse unit. They usually have a special name for them, but
What do you call
this
them,
time they're just walking along.
Yep. Just making sure that those who come later don't have to watch where they're going so much. I get it. He's all
Now
set to
coming
go.
up,
Look at this
this
one.
is the McGeorge RV and Marine Center. Big toys for big boys. That's what they're calling it.
Boys and their toys. That's the only difference
big
between
boys.
little ones and big
That's
ones. Is the
right.
price and the size of their toys, eh?
Okay.
Well, they've got some fancy ones. Look at that boat.
That's very nice. Very nice.
And a little pop-up camper, it looks like, that they have on there, too.
They say that they sell recreational vehicles, travel trailers, motor homes, pop-up campers, bayliner boats, bass boats, you name it. And they have wonderful the children. I love the children at Christmas time.
Look at 'em. Hi,
How you
everybody.
doing?
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you. And we
wonderful.
just had a look at the Miss Census and her countmobile. Now, this
does
is
this
for
work?
this is for the census coming up in 1990, and they want you to be aware that you have to be counted for the census. And 1990, of course, is the time to take the census. And incidentally, the Census Bureau is looking for part-time employees to help take the census. And so this is the Miss Census and his countmobile to remind us to be part of the 1990 census.
We got to know how many we are, I guess. I mean, it helps to know how many are out there so they can take care of us, I guess. There's a great view from Sleigh 12 with Greg Bannon and Bill Pomarone.